Do you ever wish you had more storage space? I've just moved back into my sewing room and I'm trying to fit it all in. Here is a fast and easy hack with foam board to get you more capacity in your drawers no matter what their size. To keep your space organized and working for you, no matter what craft you do. So stick with me and I'll show you how to do it. Hi there, I'm Karen Brown of Just Get It Done Quilts. I do tips, tricks, and strategies to help you make the quilt that you want to make. So just a little bit of backstory. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that my number 3 kid just moved out, so I have my sewing room back. Now I know for some of you, a dedicated craft space is an impossible luxury, and I should have no complaints whatsoever. But no matter whether your space is small or large, you need to make it work for you. And right at the moment, mine is not. Part of the problem is I simply have too much stuff. Not only do I have my quilting stuff in my room, but I also have all our family's financial papers. I've got an ancestry research project. I've got other crafting stuff like wool, beading, and embroidery. And then now on top of everything, I have video equipment to help make my YouTube channel. So the first thing I need to do is purge. That is a constant battle that we all fight with. But the second part of it is what's important. I need to make it fit in. So this week's challenge was to make these drawers hold more. This is a wall unit that I purchased from Costco. It has a Murphy bed in it, and it allows my sewing room to double as a guest room. I found the drawers deep, and there was all this space it was wasting on top. So my brain got thinking, and you know that's a dangerous thing. And suddenly I thought of all this foam board that I bought from the local dollar store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a supporting structure in the bottom of the drawer so that I can place a tray on top. All you need for the bottom is foam board, and for the top tray you need foam board and a glue gun. And you do need several glue sticks. I just love the results. So this is the drawer I'm going to start with. As you can see, it's just filled with bags of scraps. I'm going to take them out and let's get it done. First, we need to measure the height of the drawer. Mine is just under 9 inches. So this first drawer, I am dividing it 50-50. That's just what I've decided my needs are. You can make it whatever proportions you want. So I'm going to cut my foam board into 4.5-inch strips. We will be making a lattice of 3 uprights and 1 crossbar. So first I'm measuring the depth of the drawer. It's not necessary to use a ruler. Just use one of the strips, line it up on the edge, and just make a mark at the proper width. So you want to cut on the line that you made. Remember to be generous with the line. You can always trim it down later. I need to put a notch in the middle of the foam board. So I'm marking the midpoint, and I want the height of the notch to be half the size of the foam board. The width of the notch is just the width of your foam board. Don't worry about making it beautiful. Nobody's going to see it. It should look like this, and you're going to cut 3. Now we measure the width of the drawer to cut the crossbar. My drawer is wider than the foam board. So to the end of my foam strip, I am hot gluing a small strip just to give me the length that I need. This piece will need 3 notches. But don't get all complicated with math. Just take a measuring tape and then fold it in half, mark that spot, and then fold it in quarters and mark that spot. Then make the notches the same way you made the notches before. On this piece, the notches will be facing up. Insert the crossbar approximately in the middle. It should be snug enough to stand on its own. Then insert the cross pieces. I'm going to pull it out here so you can see it a little bit better. If you've cut one of your pieces too small, a small wedge of foam will keep it stable. This drawer is for all my scraps in solid colors. The depth of the tray needs to be slightly smaller than the depth of the drawer. There needs to be enough room on the edges of the tray so that your hand can pull the tray out. I'm making my tray 4 inches high so it's level with the top of the drawer. We are going to cut 2 pieces for the length and 2 pieces for the sides. It's time to get out your glue gun and several sticks of glue. To the bottom of the side piece, we are going to add a thick bead of glue. Be ready with your extra glue stick because it uses a lot. Attach it to your tray just at the edge. And if you've missed any spots with glue, you can put them on now. And we're going to repeat it on the other side. So on the end pieces, we're going to mark a cutout for our hand. It should be just big enough to fit. Then cut it out. Then use it as a template for the other side. Before we glue this, we're just going to insert it into the side here, just to be sure our fit is right, and make any adjustments we need before we glue. This time we are gluing the sides and the bottom. Be sure to have an additional glue stick ready because it uses a lot. Then insert it into the side. Touch up any spots you might have missed. And with this little piece of foam, I'm just gluing it to the bottom here over the edge just to give it a little bit more structural integrity. And then we just repeat with the other side. Then I put it in my drawer and I get to fill it, and I'm going to fill it with all my strip pieces. And it's done. This drawer beside my sewing machine is going to be for my threads, and I don't need any dividers for these cones. So instead of a lattice, I'm going to make a support frame the tray can sit on by taking 2 pieces of foam board and gluing them together, putting 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then just 1 on the sides. I measure up the drawer by marking the foam board. I cut it to size, and then I cut 3 more pieces the exact same size. Then with my glue gun, I just run a bead down the middle of the piece and then glue 2 together. And repeat with the second pair. Then measure and cut the 2 side pieces. And they fit in pretty nice and slick. So for the top of this drawer, I'm making not 1, but 2 trays, which will stack on top of each other and sit on our lower frame. And maximizing my space. So the sides of these trays are only going to be 2 inches deep. So the construction of these small trays are just the same as the larger tray, except we don't need the handle. And in these trays, we are putting small dividers so my threads don't roll around. I just put a dab of glue to either side of the divider and just put it in place. Add dividers as you need them and where you need them. And I repeated these steps with my second tray. And now I have all my threads nice and neatly in one drawer, in one place. So this time in the bottom of the drawer, I'm making a lattice, but it's going to be slightly irregular in shape. So I'm cutting pieces and notching them like I did before. But where the notches are placed and the shape of the pieces are slightly different. And I'm keeping my ever-growing pile of scrap blocks in this spot. So tray number 3 is identical to tray number 1, except it's a different size.
purpose of tray number 3 is to have all my scrap pieces for my scrap sampler blocks ready to go.
So I tested out a number of different ways to cut the foam board using tools that we would already have. So I tried the rotary cutters, I tried an X-Acto knife and some paper scissors, and I tried this wonderful little doohickey from my mother's old sewing table. This might be older than me. And this was used to trace darts with carbon paper onto fabric. The smaller one I found crushed the foam board. So yes, you can use it, but if you have the possibility of using a larger one, I would recommend the larger one. The X-Acto knife gave the best results. This was quite good, and it was actually quite fun. What it did was it gave a perforation that you could snap.
Then you rolled it over the crease to break it into 2.
It gives you a rougher finish, but no one's gonna see it, so I didn't really care. Be sure when you're doing your drawers, you put the heavier items and the items that you use less often on the bottom. So, obviously this is not the end. I have this whole other side still to deal with, plus a couple of cupboards. All sorts of things to clear out, so stay tuned for more episodes here. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell beside the subscribe button if you want YouTube to notify you when I make new videos. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Just Get It Done Quilts. So take care, and I'll see you next time.